When they too lazy, they talking like critics. Why you so mad? Go get a bag. I'm in the lab, I don't move the same. Off of the pass for back in my lane. I cannot sit in one place like a stain. Sharing that paper like ripping a page. I'm gonna be the last one to remain. Walk with the nearest, I'm spitting that flame. Hop out the cycle like it ain't a thing. Doing them heels, we running up. Hotel bar after the gig. Something to sip and getting drunk. For the queso, baby, we gonna dip. Was I bad in them apartments? Started hitting the target. Started flooding the market. Started moving smarter until it runs about the garden. Stack it up till it can't fold. I just did 10 in a row. I just did 10 in a row. I just did 10, gotta go. Stack it up till it can't fold. I just did 10 in a row. I just did 10 in a row. I just did 10, gotta go. Go, 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 go.
I am going to ruin wrestling.
Yes, yes, yes. Throughout technical difficulty after technical difficulty after technical difficulty, power outage, tornado, hurricane, I could not be fucking stopped. Big Ohm in the building, as Kenny Baum would say. We got a lot to get into today. This Tuesday, August 11th, major Bayley contract news. We also got to talk about AEW All in Wembley Stadium coming up in just a couple of weeks. We got to get into that and so much more. Y'all know what it is. I'm Big Ohm. This is Big Ohm Live, the most interactive wrestling stream on the interweb. As I honor the greatest professional wrestler of all time. Keep your Hogans, keep your Stone Colds, keep The Rock, keep Roman Reigns and all the rest. It is the American Dragon. And I am the Pakistani Knight. Well, I can't say that. Trump might deport me if I say that. Well, actually, he can't. Well, anyway, we got a lot to get into today. So much. And on top of it all, somehow, some way, Triple H inspired EDP 445. We will talk about probably the biggest documentary in the history of YouTube that premiered this past Sunday. And Triple H was somehow a focal point of it. The man was catching strays like it was nobody's business. But then you have to ask yourself a question. Is it really a stray? We'll get into all that and so much more. What's up, guys? Hopefully you enjoyed that little intro I did. We're going to loosen things up here. I'm going to keep the jacket on, though. Hopefully you guys like that little shtick. We'll do more shtick like that. We got a lot to get into, as I said. Finally, I am back. Listen, we had a tornado yesterday. East Coast tornadoes. Who would have thought that that was a thing? But we had tornadoes yesterday. Storm was pretty bad. Power went out. Wi-Fi was down. It was not a good time, but we persevered. And even though I ran into some technical difficulties, and I still not figured out my hair issue, but you know what? This ain't going too bad. Could be better. It could always be better. But regardless, I'm here, and I'm here to answer your questions. You guys know what it is. Longer you guys keep it up in the stream, the longer I stay online. I got a couple of topics to talk about, but you guys can control the show and so much more. But, you know, we can, I think, get into it. if we want to, and talk about, AEW All In Wembley Stadium. I think that's, top of people's minds. It is All In season. It is the season that keeps on giving. Hello, Sharon. Good to see you. Let's go to WrestleTix and check out the latest numbers for All In ticket sales, as that is what I am sure is at the top of all of your minds as we get into the groove of things here. Be sure to smash that thumbs up, by the way, so more people see the stream and we build our community to be even better here. But we had an update via WrestleTix for All In Wembley Stadium ticket sales. Go follow WrestleTix if you have not already, the best source for wrestling ticket information out there today. They are set up right now for just over 44,000. They have tickets distributed at 37,100. That is 37,113, excuse me. Obviously, a lot of people going to be comparing this to SummerSlam. SummerSlam, the average each night was somewhere in the ballpark of 30 to 35,000. They seemingly are pretty much guaranteed to surpass SummerSlam in that respect. They, for instance, last time, in 2024, when they ran the same venue, they had tickets distributed by the end of it just under 54,000 for a little comparison. So odds are they're gonna get across 40,000 for sure, if I were to guess, and usually my guesses on these things are right. They're gonna get past 40,000 for sure, as you can kind of see the sections they have open, but I don't believe they're going to hit, 45,000. People are talking about, walk-ups are going to hit 50. Like, listen, if they're not set up for 50,000, there's no way they're going to hit 50. I don't see them eventually getting to the point where they're set up for 50,000. All that being said, that is still a monumental achievement for, again, people are going to say this, why didn't they get the same number they did back in 2023 or whatever, and that's fine. Get your narratives off, and that is great. But if you're looking at it realistically, for a wrestling company to be able to draw in the ballpark of 40,000 people for a wrestling show, and WWE isn't in the title of the branding and the build-up, that speaks volumes. So I can't wait. I'm going to be there. I still have not gotten my tickets. In that way, I'm just like Ribshot. I still have not gotten my tickets. I'm doing that. I'm waiting it out a little bit to see if we can either get some of these sections open up, because right now I don't know if we can see it here. But actually you can kind of see it. See the sections on the top there, the sections that are kind of facing the ring at the top. Those are in the lower bowl, on the top of the screen. Those are pretty much sold out, though you see a little bit of yellow there where there's some VIP seating. But they have not opened up the hard cam side in the lower bowl. They've opened up the upper sections, the mid-tier sections for the hard cam side. They have not opened up the lower bowl for some reason. I think it probably has something to do with the production side of things. Am I getting trolled in the chat for yeah, of course EDP is in the title. Listen, dog. Listen. It happened. We got to talk about it. We will talk about it. We're talking about, I did not want to talk about EDP 445 on my stream because he's a disgusting, sick, deplorable human being. At the same time, Triple H was too instrumental to that documentary that I can't ignore it. Yeah, what kind of wrestling content creator, journalist would I be if I didn't talk about that? We got to talk about it. But yeah, hopefully you're doing well, Leo. Hopefully you're safe, man. Yeah, the documentary, it is genuinely, I'll get to the documentary later on. We'll talk about it. Genuinely one of the most insane things I've ever seen. I am someone who, I watch a lot of true crime. I watch all of the conspiracy documentaries and all that kind of stuff. This is genuinely one of the craziest documentaries I have ever seen. We'll take a look at some of the selected clips where Triple H is specifically mentioned in it. But it absolutely insane. What's good, Gerard? Hopefully you're doing well. Sniveling coward David Ellison resorts to desperate blackmail for a merger. He's planning to move Paramount Pictures out of California if WBD Paramount merger isn't resolved. Your thoughts? He's a punk! As you can tell, I've had some caffeine. Thank you, Gerard. Good to see you, my friend. I think that, at this point, the merger is going to go through. I think there will be some hiccups in them. But if this doesn't, it does not help AEW. I think this is probably the best thing that could have happened. In terms of AEW getting renewed. Rib shot. Like your new Austin video, my favorite one is Omega and Friends talking about Johnny Ace. So shout out to Rib shot. I have not checked out your content, my friend, but I will do so right after the stream. Go give my boy a subscribe. Or as some content creators say, a subscribe. Find yourself a guy who loves going to the UK like Omer does. Listen, bro, I gotta remind them. I gotta remind the colonialist powers at B and that were that they cannot. I will not be. I'm gonna go there. I'm going to take advantage of the hospitality. I'm gonna eat your food because 100 years ago, the idea of a Pakistani man eating food in London, absolutely insane. And I am doing this not for me. I am doing this for all those racist pieces of shit that used to exist in the UK. They used to be alive. I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it so that they can look up, because they're in hell. They can look up and see my brown ass walking, just absolutely, like having a ball in their country. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I live for. I also watched the documentary. You can't help yourself but talk about it. It has to exit your system. I mean, yeah, I don't even know why. There's a poop joke in there somewhere. I'm not gonna go. Are you going directly to London or via France? Listen, if this is listen, I will avoid France at all costs. Shout out to all of my comrades over in France. Shout out to all of my brothers, sisters, MBs in France. But you want to talk about racist countries. You got to start with France. But yeah, you're going to remind them by paying them. Listen. Is it a well thought out plan? No, but I got to go to All In, all right? Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay, all right? Actually, no, this is the ultimate payback. that all of those same like racists I was talking about, like the idea of a Pakistani dude going to London just to see a British guy who is one of his favorite wrestlers win a championship is just insane now. Like low-key hip. I'm a hypocrite. I admit it. My Super Bowl pick are the Bills versus Cowboys. Ravens. I don't have the Cowboys in there. Bills. I don't know, man. Like Josh Allen's got to lock in. I mean, I say that as a Lamar Jackson fan, but like I think the Ravens have a chance this year. I think it's the Ravens. Wait a minute, liberal man skipping France. What is the plot twist? I am not a liberal, dog. I'm not a liberal. I'm a leftist. I am a leftist. I'm not a progressive. I am a leftist. Interpret that however you may. Man. But yeah, shout out to Rib Shot. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I back in 2022, I told some WWE fans that Bayley will go to AEW one day. 4 years later, it looks like never say never. I mean, this is what professional wrestling is in 2026 and beyond. Like, never say never. Like, anything can happen. Looking quite handsome. Oh, looking quite handsome today, Big M. Thank you, Mr. Boom. Not too shabby yourself. Kenny Baum, we still got to buy tickets to All In. I mean, yeah, we still got to do that, my friend. We still got to do that. But we will. Ravens ain't winning shit as long as Harbaugh's still here. Well, Harbaugh's not our head coach. We got a new head coach. We have a new head coach. We have Jesse Minter, our new head coach. He's about my height. And listen, the man allegedly knows football. I got to trust him. I'm kidding. Jokes aside, political affiliation shouldn't get in the way of your entertainment. Absolutely. And speaking of entertainment, let's lock the chat. Stop distracting me. I don't know how I got on that tangent. Stop distracting me, chat. But do hit that like button, guys. And if you guys want to guarantee your question or statement is read out, answered on the air, be sure to leave a super chat or become a member for $5 a month. Going back to All In Wembley Stadium. Like, a lot of people are asking, why are ticket sales so good? What's going on? I mean, Kenny, if you want to grab grade A seats, like, you see these seats here? I mean, we're doing this live. I am organizing and my logistics for All In with Kenny Baum live on the air. Kenny, okay, you see the yellow, right? You see the yellow seats, like, in the lower bowl? I mean, my arrow isn't pointing, but, like, let me see if it won't do that. Anyway. You see that yellow in the lower bowl right there? Kenny, that's what I think we got to get. We might have to splurge on that, my guy. We might have to splurge on it. Listen, and if you guys want to help us splurge, you got to leave your super chats so Kenny Baum and I can go to London. My only concern is, given Ospreay the title, is his history of injuries. I mean, that's a concern, quite frankly, that I understand, but this is also a guy who took, 8 months off to heal from a severely hurt neck. He had that surgery, and you could say that about anything. And anyone, like, we could have said that about Kurt Angle so many times throughout his TNA run. You could have said that about Kurt Angle. You could have said that about a whole host of wrestlers. And, in some cases, you might be right. I do think, though, that at a certain, it's one of those things that just needs to happen. It needs to happen because there's a genuine part of the fan base, a large part of the fan base that desires it. And then you also have, to be quite frank, a business imperative. This guy who has been one of your top upcoming stars for a while, who's been basically undeniable, he needs to win it from a business standpoint. Because this is someone, you're looking at him as if he was what Cody Rhodes meant to AEW back in 2019. Genuinely. He's the face of the brand type of guy. When Kenny is retired, when all of these other greats are retired, you want that guy, you want Will Ospreay to be in that same place, taking that baton from Kenny. I almost said Kenny Baum, but from Kenny Omega. Although, man, Kenny Baum, Kenny Baum, Will Ospreay. Can we get the? Actually, Kenny Baum, Will Ospreay is a crazy crossover. Is Bayley leaving WWE? We'll talk about Bayley in just a second. I trust me, we will get to Bayley and EDP 445. Just absolutely ruining Triple H's legacy somehow. I don't know how. That was such a crazy documentary. David Ellison resorts to desperate blackmail. I already read this, didn't I? I think I did. Yeah. I think that merger is going through. Should it? Ethically, morally, no. But ethically, morally, a lot of things shouldn't happen in this world. The only thing that ethically, morally should happen is you guys hitting that like button, subscribing, and smashing that thumbs up. All that jazz. What else, guys? What else do you... What's that Cody... It's that Cody Rhodes line, right? What do you want to talk about? Do. What else do you guys want to talk about? You don't think MJF can take the mantle from Kenny? I mean, I think MJF operates in his own space in that respect. I think MJF is a whole separate deal. It's it is akin to saying, and this is not a perfect thing, so forgive me before you guys, that's nope, cooked, you wrong, before you guys start getting at me in the chat. Think of AEW as WCW, right, in the 90s, and like Sting is the guy, like the company guy. He is the face of the brand in many cases. But then you had Ric Flair. Like I see MJF as like that Ric Flair to Sting, if that makes sense. Like Ospreay and like again, all of this is imperfect because like there's people who operate at different levels in AEW. So like, I can't please everyone. Fuck it. Yeah, you know what? MJF is just better. MJF is better than a lot of people. It is what it is. He's his own guy. He's his own guy. When we're talking about MJF, we're not talking about player comps. We're talking about him being MJF. I respect you. I love you. Cody, Raheem, Rhodes. Hey, man. I'm so done with this Cody respecting bullshit, bro. And, like, you know what else I'm done with? I'm done with him cucking us about his heel turn. Because he's not just been doing this in WWE. He's been doing this shit ever since, even in AEW, he was doing this. Like, you know why I won't turn on you? It's because you were there for me. When like I'm just like, yo, stop. And then he'll do corny shit like lean in with like the golden shovel. Like, stop, Cody. Just stop. We get it. You're not gonna turn heel. We get it. It's not in the cards. Stop teasing if it's not gonna happen. I mean, that could be something I say about all of WWE TV. At this point, stop teasing things that you know won't fundamentally happen. Hit that like button. I promise, guys, I'm like super calm in real life. It's like, something happens when I get on this stream. I just get a funny feeling inside, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what it is. Oh, man. But, yeah. So what else you guys want to talk about? I'm sorry. I don't even know why I crashed out there. Cody, Cody. Am I getting Cody cooked in the... I am. Cody's getting cooked. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What have I done? I have cooked my man... one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I've cooked him. Oh, no. I mean, yeah, Cody was so good, though, in New Japan and Ring of Honor. He was so good. That was like, genuinely, like, that was prime Cody. And I don't think, unfortunately, we'll ever get back to that. I just think we're just supremely cooked in that regard. Like Cody FC, I know the Cody Crybabies. I know BBL Brian is gonna be out. I mean, I know Brian is gonna be like out here like chastising me. I just popped myself big time there. But I don't know. Anyway, like I said, Kenny Omega, Cody. Fuck, I almost said Kenny Bomb again, guys. I almost like wait. Speaking of Kenny Bomb, guys, bam! Look at that! Look at that! This is the real matchup we want to see. This is Tony. This is what the people need at Wembley Stadium. We need Kenny Bomb, Will Ospreay. Am I muted? All right, probably a good thing. Listen, what was it? TKO Brizzy was an insane thing to say. That's all I'm gonna say. TKO Brizzy was an insane thing for Kenny to say. That is wild, Kenny. You are wild. Brian, I apologize. So go subscribe to his channel right now. Correction. I respect you. I love you. It's more like no, that's not Cody. You got to do more of like I respect you and I love you. Like you got to do like a subtle lisp when you're speaking as Cody. You can't just do like the whole like that. It's like God damn it. Hey, I tried. Listen. I'm a one-man gang here. I'm a one-man gang when it comes to producing, all right? So just leave me alone. Anyway, you guys want to talk about Bayley? We can talk about Bayley. Shout out to who? Who? I don't even know who that is. Anyway, what a stream this is already, guys. What an absolutely chaotic stream. Just an absolutely chaotic stream this is so far. All right, we're done. We'll put the phone down. All right, you guys don't got to worry about that no more. Let's talk about Bayley. There's a lot to get into. Let's talk about Bayley. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why are we talking? I just saw something. Oh, God. Oh, Cody Rhodes. Oh, God. Cody Rhodes has weighed in on the Avery Rhodes saga. Oh, goodness. Guys, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Cody, what are you doing here? Cody, you don't even work here. Cody! Oh, God. All right, I did not want to talk about this, but literally the first thing I see when I open Twitter just now is this Avery Rhodes thing. Or not Avery Rhodes, excuse me, Avery Styles. Avery Rhodes would be wild. But, all right. So, okay. A lot of people probably don't have a lot of knowledge about this, but as you guys can see here, pictured to the right of, yes, I said Avery Rhodes. Avery Rhodes, listen. Listen, bro. The blonde hair, nah. Shout out, AJ, don't kill me. But, in all seriousness, so the guy on the right of the screen here is Avery Styles, the son of the phenomenal AJ Styles, and he started wrestling very recently. I think this was probably his second or third match officially, and it was at a GCW show where he was going over, and there was some controversy where basically Avery wrote fuck Avery, I need to stop, yo, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Avery Styles was asked by a couple of people, apparently, allegedly, to help set up the ring, which is a common occurrence, a common thing that happens on the indies, especially for younger guys just starting out in the business. And according to some people, he did not do that, and he kind of just went backstage and like was just waited until all that stuff was over. And then that led to, Eric Cannon, who I want to say is a very respected guy in professional wrestling. Like, this is a guy who just in the past couple of weeks was shouted out on like live TV by CM Punk and Danhausen. Like he's very respected in the wrestling business. And Eric Cannon, who is, I believe a promoter associated with, in partnership with GCW. I don't know if he directly works for GCW, but he was the one who brought this to light. And he basically said that, the kid didn't help out. And he went on Twitter to say this. The kid didn't help out. And basically he just waited in the back until the ring was set up. So he didn't, even though he was asked, and it just turned into this bigger thing about paying your dues. And listen, and a lot of people have weighed in. AJ came back at Eric, and Eric replied as well. And listen, I'm of two minds about this. I think where I net out on this whole controversy is, should Avery have probably helped set up the ring? Yes. I think, if you've been around or in wrestling, you understand that is a thing. I also understand this was like his second match. It was his first, I think, match that was like televised for GCW. So he probably didn't want to fuck it up. So he's probably focused on that. And like that was his main concern. So I kind of get that. I also see AJ defending him as a father, but come on. Like, I also like you could talk to your, like, I think there's a little bit of this that Avery could probably handle on his own. I don't think he needs AJ to fight his battles for him. But you know who is fighting Avery's battles for him? And you know, maybe we should call him Avery Rhodes. Because Big Papa Cody over here, speaking to Eric Cannon, says, Eric, my friend, no shade intended, but my outlook. Avery is 19. His father was paying dues and making sacrifices throughout that young man's youth that some people may never understand. When you're the family holding down the fort, to simplify, he already set up the fucking chairs. Ah, Cody. Oh. Listen, I'm not a wrestler. I will never be a wrestler. I am a fan. I want to make that abundantly clear before I get cooked. You know, maybe I should start calling him Avery Rhodes, though. Because Big Papa Cody did come to the rescue harder than AJ did, apparently. I mean, listen, I also think it's like it is a first world problem. Like, I mean, it is. I mean, but it's wrestling. It's wrestling. Everything's a first world problem. We got TKO Brizzy in the house. What's up, Brian? Not gonna lie, he not special. You help. AJ probably did one of them things where he defended his son in public, but probably told him how to approach things next time. I think that's probably what happened. I think AJ knows it. He also understands the need to defend his son. I don't think that this is going to follow Avery. I hope it's not for like his career. I think it's going to be like a blip on the radar, but it is what it is. His dad's famous, so he needs to help. Yeah, like that's just listen, but you got to also understand, right? Think of the messenger. This is a guy who is a second generation wrestler, the son of a plumber. Son of a plumber. Like, you know, I like, listen, maybe Cody was like, I don't need his help. I just help set up the ring. I mean, but that's the thing too. I'm like, bro, even the NXT talent on house shows, when they do like house shows, they're the ones who help set up the ring. So I'm like, yo, it's part of the. I think Avery knows that. I think AJ knows that. No one needs me to chime in with my opinion, but it's just messy. No Lionel. I get calling him out publicly is bad. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a case to be made. Like, Eric probably should have just gone to AJ or gone to Avery and be like, hey, next time handle things like this because this was not appreciated. And, like, GCW even said, like, there's no heat on him. Like, he's welcome back anytime. And it's not going to affect his ability to work that promotion. But, yeah. Homer set up the chairs. Ironically, I have said, we're not going to get into that. Probably the new gimmick for Avery, entitled Nepo Hire. Honestly, someone needs to lean into that. Just being a Nepo baby. He thought he cooked with that last line. I know, Cody, bro. Cody, I love Cody, but he needs to stop. Like, Brian, get your man, bro. Brian, TKO Brizzy, get your man, bro. Also, don't get mad at me for calling you TKO Brizzy. That's a Kenny Baum invention. He trademarked that earlier in the chat. He called Avery out because of what Natty said. What did Natty say? Did not catch what Natty said about this. Anyway, I feel like I was supposed to be talking about Bayley, and then I got distracted by Cody saying something on Twitter. Crazy. No one can be a bigger entitled Nepo hire in this world than Pirate Software, the YouTuber. I have no idea who that is, but if they're a YouTuber, they're probably entitled. I say that as one myself. Because I'm entitled to everything, including your likes. So smash that thumbs up, baby. He should carry a stack of chairs to the ring every match. Him turning this into a gimmick where he like he actually like sets like sets up chairs, but like only for like himself or his friends. Like that would be something cool. Bro, how hard is it to set up a chair? Hey, listen, man. Listen, man. Natty's. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it was Natty's tweet that said he was paying his dues. Right. That makes sense. Cody didn't help out with the ring in OVW. I'm sure he did. Anyway. All right, guys. We got to talk about Bayley. Because listen. Bayley's the draw. Bayley's in the thumbnail. Bayley is why 35 of you were watching, but only 20 of you have liked, which is huge discrepancy. So let's fix that. If you haven't hit that like button, scroll down, hit that like button, scroll back up. You won't even miss a beat. But Bayley, or should I call her Pam? We have a pretty major update on her WWE contract status. This according to Big Old Tuna, muscly meat man himself, Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Online and the Wrestling Observer newsletter. So Dave Meltzer, God, how do I even read this? Okay, this is like my biggest challenge is always like, wait, Cody, don't strike me as the type of guy. Not NIL, he definitely helped. Oh, all right, listen, if we're being honest, I think Cody respects wrestling enough to set up the ring. Anyway, but this is the biggest challenge that I have in my entire time covering YouTube. It is like trying to decipher the mess that is a transcription of Dave Meltzer. I'm going to try my best. I will fail because listen, I love Uncle Dave. Dave, I met you back in Chicago in 2022 and you were very nice. So thank you for that. But my God, brother, you need to just think before you speak. Take a pause because sometimes just like I can't. All right. So Dave Meltzer had an update on the contract status of Bayley in WWE. The only thing I've heard from them, WWE, when it comes to Bayley is that Bayley has a decision to make. So that's the story. Bayley has a decision to make. She has not signed a contract. When she signs a contract, I'm sure she'll be back on TV. I think they're doing the same thing Tony Khan does or has done. He doesn't always do it, and they don't always do it. Okay. Thank you, Dave. But I think that the situation with her is if she signs a contract, she'll probably come back and attack Lyra, and that'll be her story. If she doesn't sign, then she doesn't come back, and the Madison Square Garden thing was the write-off. Okay, so big insight from Dave Meltzer. And Dave is like genuinely like, listen, regardless of what people think, like Dave is one of the like best sourced people when it comes to like, you know, understanding like where things are headed. There's always a discrepancy about how he reports things versus how he kind of just says them. I read this as a Meltzer musing, not a report, so take that for what it is. But regardless, it is an update. She is not re-signed as of August 11th, and it makes sense considering what we've heard. And like, if it is true that she is going to be off TV until she resigns, or if she doesn't resign, that's it. I think that's pretty major because that means that we have probably seen the last of Bayley in WWE. And guys, listen, Dave has been correct about like most WWE stuff this year. Like Dave. I'm not gonna make this. Dave can defend himself. He's a grown ass man. Shout out to Uncle Dave. But in all seriousness, like it's insane to think that she's had her last match in WWE because Bayley has been like a staple in that company for over a decade at this point. And it's weird to me if you just have that Madison Square Garden thing, which was by far the best thing on that show, which is to this date the worst professional wrestling show I've ever attended. Hands down, point blank, period. Bayley was the only saving grace on that fucking show. if it wasn't for the fact that I was with two of my best friends in the world and Bayley and Lyra killed it, I would have had a miserable time at that show. But it speaks to the fact that Bayley is that fucking good. So to me, I'm like, dog, like, you have built up this thing with Lyra. I think that was genuinely, like, more of an angle and a segment than it was. Brian, I'm going to stop you right there. Saturday night's main event was Dookie Incarnate. We were in a fucking toilet bowl that night. The only saving grace were the diamonds that were appearing on my phone in the form of AEW Collision that night. That show was fucking trash. The worst professional wrestling show I've ever. I sung Sami Zayn song, and what did I do? I went right back down, and I watched Collision, because the wrestling on that show was dog shit. Fucking dog shit. Wallahi, I'm not lying. Wallahi. Yeah, drop the clip of me. Yeah, drop the clip. Drop the clip, bro. Drop the clip. Let's go. Drop the clip. Drop the clip, bro. I was singing Sammy's song. The second Gunther came out, back to Collision. The second Oba came out, or not Oba, who was it? Oh, Trick came out, Collision. I was colliding that night, baby. Fuck you mean. That show was trash. Actually, though, that show was trash, bro. Like, 40 minutes of aura farming. 40 minutes of watching Roman and Jalen Brunson, egg and cheese. 40 minutes of that bullshit to main event that show? Insane. Yeah, it really is so easy to rage bait me about wrestling. Yeah, I should probably like chill out. My blood pressure's boiling. But yeah, no, like wallahi though, genuinely, like it is worse than World's End, because at least World's End had some good wrestling that kept me entertained. Like, you had that great Cope and Cage match. You had the match between Swerve and Austin, or not Swerve and Austin, Swerve and Dustin. I just sent you the clip. I had the fucking clip of me singing Sammy's song. I posted the clip of me singing Sammy's song. What do you mean show check? Bro sending me this as if, like, I'm not. Yes, I'm singing Sammy's fucking song, dumbass. Of course, yeah. Yeah. I admitted to that. But what did I immediately do once that match started? I watched Collision. Because the wrestling was shit. Nothing fundamentally happened on that show, Brian. You just love it because you're a Knicks fan. No one outside the city of New York enjoyed watching that 40-minute slop fest that Roman, who is a Los Angeles Laker fan, by the way, like Roman holding up the Larry O'Brien trophy, no one gave a shit. No one. Don't know if you've been watching the Reality of Wrestling podcast, but Booker T saying that Roman Reigns is the best in-ring single-handedly in WWE right now is blasphemy. Is it blasphemy to say he's the best in-ring talent? I mean, maybe. Maybe. I believe that, Roman is one of the best. When he has the chance to shine, he's genuinely one of the best in-ring talent that WWE has. Do I necessarily like the structures of his matches? No, but I don't deny the fact that he is, like, a great wrestler when he is on and when he is allowed to be. So if we're talking strictly talent, I agree 100%. 10 toes down, he is. Now, if we're talking about, like, does he have the catalog of, like, a Will Ospreay or a Chad Gable or something? Like, no, he doesn't. Or a CM Punk. No, he doesn't have that catalog, but he doesn't need to necessarily have that catalog of great matches in order to be a talented wrestler. Like, think about Bret Hart. Like, I love Bret Hart, and I recognize that Bret Hart is one of the greatest professional wrestlers, probably the second best technical wrestler to me. I mean, we all know who I think is the best to ever walk this earth. But his catalog of matches were not great, but we didn't deny that Bret was a great wrestler. So I think it's the same with Roman. Like, Roman can lead a match. He can work styles. He's a great base for a luchador. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him hopefully have a real match with eventually one of these luchadors. But, man, I don't deny that. Is he the best? I wouldn't say that, but I'm not gonna quibble with Booker for saying that he is the best to him because that's his opinion. That's his opinion. I thought you were talking about Bayley coming to AEW. I don't know. I just needed a full stop, man. Brian really, bro, he knows how to push my buttons. Big on PW. This channel needs to be rebranded. We call it Big Crash Out PW. Nah, actually, my big blood pressure, bro. Forget you. Like, what's Swerve's finishing move? Big pressure, big blood pressure. That's me right now. But he said that Roman never had a bad match in his career, that is a lie. All right, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much of Roman's career Booker T has seen. I've seen basically the full catalog at this point. That is a damn lie. Roman has had some bad matches. I thought you were, yeah, okay. Yeah, Roman is the best singles wrestlers in the industry right now. All right, Brian, take 5 minutes off, bro. Yeah, no, bro. We're gonna, yeah. Take 5 minutes off, my guy. Bro, trying to rage bait me on my stream. I love you, Brian. I love you, Brian, but come on, bro. Stop trying to rage bait me in my stream. Omar, what do you think about Kevin Owens and Punk segment? I thought it was a very good start to what could be a series of great promos. You know, I think a lot of people are expecting that big, like, smoking gun promo from this feud. I do think, you have to remember it's WWE. There's going to be a bit of a slow burn. That being said, like, we have, like, one promo segment probably before their first match, or what I assume is their first match of multiple. I think they need to pick up the heat in this next series of promos for sure. But I enjoyed what they did. I genuinely enjoyed it because I knew that there was going to be more. And that's good. That's good. Yeah. Punk is another one who needs to turn heel. I'm getting tired of asshole babyface. Yeah. I thought Punk should have turned heel a long time ago. I do think that there is a hesitancy from a lot of top guys to turn heel, whether it be Roman, who hasn't turned heel officially since he came back at SummerSlam 2024, whether it be Cody, who will tease it to all hell but will not do it, whether it be Punk. There's this hesitancy to turn heel because I think they view that babyface spot, that top babyface spot, is more coveted, and each of them views themselves as WWE's top babyface. The reality is that, like, Roman is the guy, Punk is the number 2, and Cody is at this point a pretty distant number 3. He's still in that, top 3 conversation, but he's not Roman, he's not Punk in the standing of WWE right now. This your warning shot, Oos. Bow. I'm so done, bro. Yo. What's that? Please retire. Please retire. That's where I'm at with that. That's my warning shot. Please retire. Please. I'll pay you money to retire, Jay. Who in wrestling YouTube space have you been following the most and want to do future collaboration with? Well, I mean, once he's out of timeout, probably Brian, but he's probably going to be mad at me. No, I mean, like, listen, I would... There's a bunch of people I would love to collaborate with. There's a bunch of people I've been talking to behind the scenes that I'm trying to get some time with. Obviously, like, there's some names, like, I want to do. I'll probably end up doing, like, something else with, like, Ango at some point. I'll probably end up we'll have Kenny Baum on the stream and everyone. I mean, the real people I want to do is, like, people that I haven't collaborated with, right? Like, there's this YouTuber, his name is Billy TKO, who I watch, who produces some fantastic stuff. I like, go check out his channel. I would love to do some stuff with Billy. He and I have spoken on Twitter before, but we haven't been able to make things work. Eventually we will. I want to like there's a lot of people. I mean, one person that I would like, and Leo just mentioned it, Bobby Monsoon. A big Bobby Monsoon crossover would be, that might get like both our channels banned, low key. That might be too much heat. That genuinely might be too much for YouTube to handle. Cause I know Bobby is a bit of a crash out, but like you combine his crash out with my crash out, might be a little too much. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding though. Also, nah, bro. Eric Cannon is crazy for this. Is this his response to Cody? Oh. Oh, no. Oh. Yo. Yo, I love wrestling. I love wrestling so much. Never change. None of you, all you wrestlers out there, all you rap bastards out there, never change. Stay the exact same. Like, I love pro wrestling so much. It's the pettiest thing in the world, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, man. I love it. What do you mean? Okay, check the comments. Bobby's gonna call Swerve on you. Yo, him calling Swerve on me would be the funniest because I'd just be like, yo, Swerve, when's that night? Hey, Swerve. Nah, let me not. I was about to say, hey, Swerve, is that album, did it go platinum yet? Nah, let me chill. He's gonna kill me. Isn't TKO Ango's sidekick? He co-hosted with Ango. He used to do a co-hosting gig with Ango, but no, like he's someone who I've actually been on his channel in like a short form content thing, but would love to do some sort of collab with him eventually. But yeah. Oh, you know who I really want to do a collab with, and it'll probably never happen because he's like I don't think he'd want to, but if you guys could hit up Brandon Thurston on Twitter or something, that'd be great. Hit up Brandon Thurston. That is a guy I genuinely want to have a conversation with. And like, like beyond the jokes, like I have so many questions for Brandon Thurston. I want to pick his brain about like, the economics of pro wrestling because you guys know the business side of things is something I like to dive into. But Brandon Thurston is towards the top of my list. And obviously like everyone over at Post Wrestling, John Pollock, Wei Tang. So I have so much respect for what those gentlemen have done. I don't think that, like obviously like Dave and Brian were like instrumental in like launching professional wrestling, like media in general, like as a viable option. But, John Pollock and Wei Tang were the guys who, made, I think that bridge from like that generation to what we ended up seeing with like the cultaholics of the world and the what cultures of the world to like now the entire ecosystem of pro wrestling media. Yeah. You like the self-made pod or wrestling group pod? I don't know about wrestling group. I am a self-mader. I'm a huge fan of what Ibu and Ao, Chris, and Rob have done over there. And, like that's a community that in many ways I think has provided a lot of good to professional wrestling fandom. And, Maya World was a self-mader as well. So shout out to Self-Made. They're doing great stuff over there. I literally was listening to their podcast earlier today. WWE Radio is a bad idea now that Bustin' Open's ditching Thunder Rosa because of what Dave was thinking. TKO is going to turn his brand into something it's not. Yeah, I mean, I've spoken so much about this WWE Radio thing. I mean, listen. There's a genuine part of me that understands like Dave's thinking on this. Dave LaGreca, that is. Like, he saw an opportunity to probably make a lot of money using this entity that he had built up. I have no qualms about that. From a business standpoint, I have no qualms about that. I think that is more than legitimate in my view. the place he went wrong, as Wall Street Money has just alluded to, is him stating that nothing would change. They have not covered AEW, to my knowledge, since then, and I've been checking in. They sometimes cover like TNA, but again, that is a WWE collaborative property at this point. All they do is cover WWE. The real test is going to be, because SummerSlam, by WWE standards, was a good show. Is the best show, by far the best PLE they've had, I think, in the ESPN era, and it's not even close. Like all of their PLEs have been pretty bad. But I do think that, you know, the test is going to come when they have a clearly bad show, which will happen eventually. It'll happen to everybody. So clear and so bad that if they don't, you know, say that it is, or they don't talk about it being that, then they're gonna get real pushback from their own audience. So we'll see. Again, I am a less. My problem was never, you know, him being like, I gotta go, like I gotta get my bag, because this is a thing that I built up my entire career, and I have a chance to probably make like a lot of money. And like, listen, like I'm very clear on this, guys. Obviously, there's red lines we all have, right? Like you're not gonna ever see me take money from like, you know, like a gambling app or something like that for a sponsorship or whatever. But at the same time, right? Like I understand from a business standpoint, him being like, all right, I built up this thing. This is my one chance probably to make a good amount of money, and then, like, you know, see where things go. All right, let's do it. It is what it is. Like that is, it's something I advise people. Listen, y'all know my politics. Y'all know how I am. It is get your money up, not your funny up. Get your money up, not your funny up. He is taking money from a gambling app. I am. This show is not and will never be sponsored by any gambling app. Wallahi. I want Finn Balor to turn heel. Again? Didn't he just turn babyface? Didn't they have a WWF radio back in the day? They did. They had WWF radio and WCW radio as well. And it was like doing like live broadcasts of the pay-per-views and Nitros and Raws. Like I'm beginning to hate the concept of a parent company like that can be your boss of WWE, but you're not the boss. You have someone to answer to in the end. You do. And like there's this old saying that goes like, you take the king's shilling. When you take the king's shilling, the king expects you to kill. That's the cut and dry, like white and black of it. Do you think Swerve is going to team up with the New Day and go after the trios belts? That would be it. Bro Dito and Hangman versus Swerve and... Ooh! I didn't even know I needed this. Hold up. That could be interesting. So you're telling me we have like Bro Dito and Hangman versus Swerve and Kofi and Xavier, or Austin Creed, excuse me. That you could do a lot with that, because like that could go into a feud eventually with like Swerve and Hangman 1-on-1, and then you could have Xavier, Kofi, and Bro Dito challenging for the tag titles. Ooh, hold up, hey, yo, that would be epic. I'd mess with that. I'd mess with that heavy. Test is gonna come. I don't even know why I try anymore. Any guesses on who's gonna side with Shinsuke against Son of Haku? Is that what we're calling him now? Son of Haku? Yo, he should. That should actually just. He shouldn't have a name. He shouldn't have a name. We should just call him Son of Haku. Oh, I don't know why that tickled me so much. Just that was really funny. Son of Haku. I mean, who do I think is gonna be? I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool. It's probably not gonna be this person, but they're probably like, I know Triple H is of the mind, we got to put the New Japan guys together, but you know, I could see him bringing in like the New Japan guys and seeing what's going on there. Call them the Seeds of Haku. That could be that. Yo, that'd be an insane stable name. Insane stable name. That's wild, bro. Y'all are, yo, chat. What's wrong with y'all? What the actual is wrong with y'all? Like, there's something insane. Y'all are insane. Oh my god. What else we got here, guys? Who is debuting it All In? If I had to bet on it, like, okay, so rumor and innuendo. We're dropping rumor and innuendo, reckless speculation, right? If New Day, or the artist formerly known as the New Day, Kofi and Austin Creed, if they don't debut tomorrow, they're gonna debut at Wembley, in my view, from what I've guessed. So that's one that could potentially happen, assuming they don't debut tomorrow. And then I would say that be on the lookout for Sheamus. Be on the lookout for or the artist formerly known as Santos Escobar. And I would probably also be on the lookout for Kyrie in some way, shape, or form debuting. Those are my guesses. I think a lot of those people, probably the Santoses and the Kyries of the world, are going to probably have two-way contracts with CMLL, Stardom, and AEW, respectively. What is wrong with us? Says the guy who has Twitter in light mode and flashbangs us on the stream. Oh, whoa! You mean wait? Flashbangs you on the stream? You mean like this? Whoa! Oh, now we're all dark. Whoa! Oh, now we're back. Whoa! Come on, chat. I just realized, man, I have not spoken about Bayley because you maniacs distracted me in chat. I mean, the last thing I'll say on Bayley, I do think that in my view, I'm not going to say foregone conclusion. I think she's going to test the open market. And I think the most likely scenario, when she does test the open market, she will sign with AEW. I would fully expect that towards the end of the year. Just like I fully expect all of you to smash that thumbs up. Bro, realize he's been live for 60 minutes. Dog, we still haven't talked about EDP 445. We still have not talked about the game, Triple H, who inspired, apparently, EDP. I'm not getting over that. I'm not getting over that, bro. That's like genuinely one of the most insane things. When I saw that on the timeline. We'll talk about EDP in just a second, though. Unfortunately, I think the opposite. I think Bayley's wrestling school is tied to WWE for her to leave. No, it's not. It's not. In fact, I would say the opposite. If you had a trade machine, who would you trade from AEW to WWE? Ooh, okay. If I had a trade machine, probably the first thing that comes to mind. I mean, listen, there's some fun ones we could do. Like let's do Kenny Omega for Roman Reigns and see what happens. But if I'm being okay, let's make a serious trade and improve both rosters, I would do something like a package deal. So it would be Chad Gable going to AEW for a combination of like Wardlow, Brian Cage, and like, one other insert like 7th round draft pick worthy person here. It would be something like that. Listen, there's some guys on the trade block in WWE, like Ilya Dragunov. Carmelo is a guy that if I'm Tony, that's the guy I'm eyeing. Like, I would do, like, I would give up like a good amount. Like, you could have Cope and Cage. Which WWE would do that. WWE would do that in a heartbeat. They'd be like, all right, yeah, let's do a retirement tour. Yeah, you can have Melo. I wasn't gonna do anything with this guy anyway. But yeah, I would do. I would certainly do that. I would do Cope and Cage for Carmelo. I think WWE would probably do that at this point. I would try to get Chad Gable on the AEW roster. I would try to get Ilya Dragunov on the AEW roster. I would try to get the wild card is like trying to get Lara Valkyria in AEW. She's a worker. She's a worker who can tell stories. And even though she wouldn't want this, listen, bro, get Blakey back over to AEW. Get Blakey back over. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Let's get Mariah May back to where she belongs. All right? 14 weeks on SmackDown. Has not entered a professional wrestling ring. 14 weeks! Don't rage bait yourself. Cope and Cage are too expensive to be replaced by Melo. Hell, Melo and Trick both can. All right, Leo. All right. What do we got here? Lance Archer and Brian Cage at WWE take Shinsuke and Roxanne. Don't think you could be slick and just put Roxanne in there. WWE ain't agreeing to that. How do you fumble Mariah May? You want to find out? Watch Friday Night SmackDown. Anyway. All right, guys. I think we're at max capacity. Hit that like button. Let's talk about EDP 445 and Triple H. Two things I never believed that I would be talking about on a live stream together, yet here I am. For those of you who do not know, EDP 445 is one of the most disgraced and ridiculed content creators in recent memory. He grew to prominence as a Eagles fan, I should say, and he like made these crazy videos, him crashing out whenever the Eagles would win. He was a insane personality, quite frankly. But a lot of people found him fun to watch. Come to find out, the man was talking to underage girls multiple times and is a sex pest and a freak of the highest order. So, he's been basically canceled since then. There have been multiple of these wannabe Chris Hansen sting operations that basically and the court of public opinion had him dead to rights. Unfortunately, because they botched it every time, because these idiots couldn't involve local police because it's all about getting content first instead of actually protecting children. They botched it. The evidence is inadmissible. It sucks, I know, but unfortunately, they have not been able to get this scumbag EDP behind bars. Yet, there was a documentary filmmaker whose name I am literally looking up right now because I cannot remember it. The documentary, Mike Klum, who, by the way, is really great. He's donating all of the profits from the documentary, which I believe is nearing 2 million views on YouTube. And I recommend you check out, but viewer discretion greatly advised. But he's donating all of the proceeds to a great nonprofit. One of the things, as someone who is I have been in content creation, but I've also been watching content creation my whole life. So I've followed this EDP drama pretty closely for years. Crazy to see it culminate in this way, in this hour and a half insane documentary. Genuinely one of the most insane things I've ever seen. The reason it was so insane, though, to me as a wrestling fan, was Triple H seems to be instrumental in inspiring EDP, which If you don't believe me, sorry, Kenny Bomb. If you don't believe me, let's hear from the man himself talking about his hero. In his view, the man who inspired him in life, Triple H.
My favorite wrestler growing up, I would probably have to say was like Triple H, you know what I mean? Because Triple H was a fucking piece of shit. Like, he did what the fuck he had to do to get to the top, and he didn't give a damn who he fucked over. He didn't give a damn how you felt about him. Like, take a hammer, bash your fucking brains out, cool, fuck it, take his title and leave.
What is this?
I always loved the bad guys, you know. After a while, the whole, you know, typical bullshit where it's like, you know, my favorite wrestler.
Okay, so that was like the beginning of the documentary. And then there was another clip that was somehow even more insane at the end of the documentary that kind of caps it off in what I believe to be like the only way you could with EDP at one point just literally morphing into Triple H.
So, growing up, I love the villains, I love the bad guys. The story isn't complete without there being a fucking villain, without there being opposition. And,
just real quick, imagine being Triple H and hearing about this. That must have been the craziest conversation. Like someone just comes up to me, hey, Hunter, tough day for PR, my guy. They're gonna cook you. This Raw better be good, because if not, you're gonna get cooked, my boy.
it's wild because, like, everything came full circle, you know, and to a lot of people, to millions of people, you know, I'm fucked up, I'm a villain, I'm a piece.
That is just insane.
To a lot of people, to millions of people, you know, I'm fucked up, I'm a villain.
That is, the director gave Triple H an insane edit in this. I mean, that's basically it. Like, they started it off talking about how Triple H was his favorite wrestler and kind of inspired him, and then they capped it off by coming back to that. Yeah, Triple H would sue the documentary for using WWE footage instead of caring about ADP. I mean, listen, fair use. I'm sure Mike has a lawyer that's probably cleared that at this point. But yeah, I mean, listen. Obviously, like, you know, it's a crazy thing from a wrestling fan standpoint. EDP is like genuinely a disgusting human being who deserves to be thrown under the jail. But like, Triple H must have had a hell of a day. Must have had a here's the thing. There's so many memes from this that like are going to follow him for the next couple of years. It's insane. This has done a lot of damage to Triple H long term that we're not even gonna see the fruits of just recently. It's gonna be a whole thing. But Karma has a way to strike. EDP has level 5 kidney failure, and most likely he only has a year to live. Yeah, I mean, that's what the documentary and him claim. Listen, is what it is. The man has obviously made his decisions as far as his health, and moreover, I have little to no sympathy for someone. Actually, no, I have no sympathy for someone who has done and said the things that EDP has done. What did this guy do? Listen, stuff I probably shouldn't talk about. I don't know. I mean, listen, he admitted in the documentary multiple times that he's attracted to underage girls. He has been caught multiple times, talking to underage girls in explicit ways. Disgusting, horrible, deplorable, and he's just an all-around piece of shit. So, yeah. Fuck EDP. But damn, bro, y'all didn't need to do Triple H like that. That's me saying that too. Y'all did not need to do Triple H like that. But yeah, it's crazy though. Like I just like. This was such this documentary was like so insane because it involved so many different elements of like the internet and pop culture. Like, you know, obviously football, wrestling being in it was crazy. Seeing Adam 22 and it was wild. Like Adam did this thing where he was like, I can't talk about Adam 22 on stream. I should not talk about Adam 22 on stream. Anyway. But yeah, that was the EDP saga. That is, you're gonna see a lot of memes over the next long time about this, and it's just, yeah, he looks like a healthy guy. No comment. No comment on any of that, bro. No comment on any of that. Yo, what the hell? Do you guys see this? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is exploring a music career. I'm exploring that now, and I appreciate you asking. As you roll along in life, as you roll along in life, okay, Rock, that's not proper grammar, but all right. As you roll along in life, I've been real fortunate to be a part of some really cool projects and love it, but music has always been such an anchor for me, and very especially in the genres I love, like country music, traditional country music. We're exploring The Rock releasing a country music album. Dog. MAGA is about to go crazy. MAGA is about to claim the fuck out of this man, bro. The Rock doing walkouts with soy boy Morgan Wallen is gonna go viral like nothing. That's wild. I don't know what to say to that. Dog, just wrestle, bro. No one wants that. No serious person wants to see The Rock come out and with a country music album, bro. No. Rocky, don't do it. Die, Rocky, die. We want The Rock. We don't want country hipster rock. We want The Rock. Just come back to WWE. The Saudis are going to pay you. The Saudis are going to pay you, bro. Just come back to WWE. Ain't nobody trying to listen to your, I'm The Rock and I like pie. No one wants that, bro. I mean, Kenny Brown probably wants that. But, like, yeah, no one else wants that. Actually, Keto probably wants it for the... Okay, yeah. You watching NXT? No. Is NXT on? Damn it, stop reminding people NXT is on. Yo, I'm better. You don't need to watch NXT. You don't need to watch NXT, boys. Girls, MBs, you do not need to watch NXT. I'm all you need. Oh, look at it. So Zillify 2 is at the Performance Center, according to False Finish HQ. Shout out to False Finish for that reporting. Brock Lesnar is going to come back. I do believe that Brock will be involved. I do believe that he will be involved. All right, Omar, you need to do country music. Listen, if listen. The day that I don't know. If I get 100,000 subs one day, I'll release a country music song. Okay? Deal. Hold me to it, because I'll probably forget. But yeah, if I get to 100,000 subs, I'll release a country music song. Why am I more excited for anything AEW is doing the next 2 months than I am for WrestleMania? That's just unfortunate where we are. Gosh. I more watch Raw and SmackDown. I always watch Raw and SmackDown. NXT, I've just found very skippable in recent memory, so I just have not been locked in on NXT. Have you been in a situation where you've been a fan of someone, whether in wrestling or in the movies, and you find out about their politics and it affected your opinion of them? Very rarely. For me, it's like they would have to do something or be involved in something that's really heinous. I also listen, I don't have that high of opinion for a lot of people. I've been through the whole don't meet your heroes thing. I've realized that, and I've seen that from a very young age, and I don't expect a lot out of famous people. Usually they're very disappointing on a personal level, and the imagination of them is better. There are lines, right, where if someone is monstrous in their views of the genocide in Palestine, which is an issue I care about, or genocide anywhere in Congo or in Myanmar, you're kind of thinking that you're a piece of shit for that, but at the same time, it is what it is. I don't think that we should have high opinions of people. like The Undertaker, when I found out that he was like, MAGA or whatever. Okay, I was like, yeah. You're all surprised that Mark Calloway, big Texas, big evil motorcycle riding Mark Calloway is a Republican? Like, you played yourself on that one. If you thought he was anything different than what he was, like, come on. But like, no. And I think it's like, like Hulk Hogan, right? I think this is a good example, right? I don't like Mark Calloway probably has a lot of deplorable views, right? But he doesn't necessarily use his platform to voice those as much as like a Hulk Hogan did, or as explicitly as a Hulk Hogan did. Hulk Hogan was like really bad. But yeah, there is like everyone's line is different, and it is what it is. Omar, his political opinions and mine are completely different, but we never insult each other. No. Listen, also, there's a huge difference, guys. There's a huge difference between people who have a platform and people like just talking to each other. Like, I've always had this saying: no matter what you believe, be ruthless with institutions and with platforms and with people who have a megaphone, but be kind to individuals and kind to each other. That's the only way we're going to get through this. Shout out to Michael Jamal Brooks for that. Do you think a real pro wrestling draft or a transfer window like in soccer will help pro wrestling generate interest to a more mainstream audience if the system worked like that? It'll never be implemented. That would be crazy, and it would be amazing for the sport of professional wrestling. Unfortunately, I think the only way you'd get something like that would be like within a WWE structure. Like, or maybe within like a collaborative structure between like an AEW, a CMLL, and a New Japan. But all those companies are on different levels, driving different revenues. It is just so different in the world of wrestling that I don't think that can happen. I do like, I do liken though wrestling companies in some ways to like different leagues in soccer. Like, Americans don't really get it because we're just so used to like the NBA has a monopoly, the NFL has a monopoly, the NHL has a monopoly. But, like in the world of like soccer or football, as my friends across the pond like to call it, everyone agrees that the Premier League is the biggest league in soccer. Everyone agrees that the Premier League drives the most revenue, but people will tell you that it's probably not the best league. Some people think it's La Liga. Right? Some people think it's like there's different levels to it. And I think that's kind of like where how I compare different wrestling companies, right? WWE is the Premier League, but that doesn't mean it's the best league. Again, I think it's like AEW is La Liga and WWE is the Premier League, and like that's like the difference. Also, wrestling companies are not sports teams. We have only a few. Yeah, I think so. And ego is going to play a massive role in never allowing that to fundamentally happen. So, yeah. What else you guys want to talk about? What else is on the radar, on the docket? We got Zilla Fatu signing. Kind of crazy. My boy Booker T is funny, bro. My boy Booker T comments on Chelsea Green suffering an orbital bone injury. Work through the pain, baby. I love Booker. Shout out Leo. Hopefully you have a good night, my friend. Shout out Booker. Work through the pain, baby. You worked too hard to get here. To give it up like that would not be poetic. Would not be poetic justice at all for as hard as she's worked. Put the face mask on, go out there and get the work done. It's just a part of the game. Yo, Booker. Booker is so funny, bro. I love Booker T. Booker's like, I don't know the extent of this injury. Orbital bone, neck bone, connected to the shoulder bone, connected to the funny bone. He's like, no, I don't care. We're get out there and wrestle. I love Booker T is funny. Who thinks La Liga is the best? There's like 3 good. Okay, not a great example right now, but in like 2003, I would have been right. Bring back the territory. They ain't coming back. Corporations are way too powerful at this point. You need like think about it like this, guys. You needed a billionaire to bring back to bring back any semblance of competition to WWE. Like, and a really committed billionaire who had a legitimate business plan, and it worked. Like, a lot of things went right for AEW to still be around today, and to build up the amount of equity in the market that it did. A lot went right for them. What is this? EK Prosper? Who the heck is EK Prosper? Fills in for Shawn Spears? Bro, I don't even know what's happening on NXT, guys. I don't even know any of these people on NXT no more. I mean, obviously I know Shawn Spears, but like, who the hell is EK Propsker? Who? Put that Snoop Dogg. I need to get that soundboard ASAP. Who? I believe Zilla is going to be another body for the Bloodline. Yep. Because as we saw on Monday, Roman said, all right, Solo, time to get back in line. And I do believe that that's probably what's going to happen with Solo Sikoa. He's going to get back in line with the Bloodline. Which, a dubious turn of events for Solo's career. NXT looks like sophomore in college. It does, like, right now, like, these days, NXT has, and again, I don't watch consistently, but the vibe of NXT, like, these days is, like, very much 2.0. Like NXT 2.0, where it was like, oh, these are, like this looks like, you know, like, what is it, National Lampoon Spring Break, except in wrestling. Like, it was very college. And like, I mean that in, like, a campy way. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that's the vibe. And then they got, like, NXT, like, got a little black and gold aura back when they had, like, you know, Trick and Mello and all that. And now it's just like, all right, now we back, man. Now we back to being NXT 2.0. Whoa. We own the night. Oh, wow. Interesting stuff. Yo, I can't believe they let Jay pin Solo, though. I can't believe they let Jay pin Solo. That's crazy. Jay Uso should not be pinning Solo Sikoa in the big 2026. What are we doing? The golden age of free agency in pro wrestling. We're in the golden age of free agency in pro wrestling, but the talent still does not have the leverage like a transfer window system. AEW will make an offer to Roman Reigns. I don't know if Roman takes that offer. Like I think the bidding war would be won by WWE. WWE, like, the one guy they would pay, like, they would overpay by a lot to get is Roman. And that is saying something, because you could probably pay Roman $15 million and justify it. I remember back when I was in college, I used to get excited to see NXT. Now it's just something I catch on TV that here and there when you're not live streaming. Yeah, it is what it is. Justice for Solo. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, eras come and go. Good wrestling comes and goes. You can't expect it all the time, especially with WWE these days. Now, should you expect some level of competence? Sure. At the same time, that is not abundant in the creative vision of the company these days. Triple H also just lost his number 2. So, I don't know how that's going to affect things, but he lost his number 2. His second in command recently. Solo needs to live up to his name. Solo. Keep him out of the bloodline. I mean, I hope that it builds that this, like, is a red herring and, like, you know, I really do hope that it's a bit of a swerve. Lowercase swerve, and we get, you know, Solo, like, getting down on one knee, like, everyone's like, oh, he's gonna acknowledge Roman Reigns here in WWE, live in front of the WWE universe. This segment is presented by Slim Jim. Snap into it. It's Michael Cole, dog. That's the thing, man. I can't listen to Michael Cole anymore. Like, I was watching SummerSlam. Bro, shout out to the Spanish commentary team. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. I took French in high school and college. I don't speak a lick of frickin' Spanish. The vibes from that broadcast were so good. Shout out to the Spanish announce team. Y'all table does not deserve that, bro. Y'all table does not deserve that. Like, the AEW announce team is bad. Oh my, Michael Cole, he is like he's what I assume it feels like to have, like, you know, wooden spikes put into your ears. Whenever I hear him on, it's really bad. Like, he makes the wrestling in the ring and the story in the worse. And I understand he's doing what the company tells him. Ooh. At a certain point, right? I gotta judge you on what you're given. I gotta judge you on what you're giving out. Yeah, the Arab commentary team during FIFA. Arab commentary team during FIFA was crazy. You know what the real thing was? Yo, hold on. Let's see if we can listen to this. And I'll probably get copyright striked or whatever. I don't care. Bro, the Indian commentary team, when Jinder Mahal won the WWE Championship, was crazy. That was wild. Let me see if I can find it. Because they were marking the hell out for Jinder. It was so funny. Let's see. Did I see it? Okay. Let's see. Jinder Mahal wins WWE Championship. Hindi. Oh, they don't have it. That's crazy. They don't have it. I really thought they would have had it.
There's no disqualification, so it doesn't matter.
No, oh my God. But I forgot that jobber JBL was calling it. Anyway. All right, I can't find the Jinder Mahal clip. But no, they were going crazy. Shout out to the Hindi announcers. They're like, Jinder jeet gaya! India #1, Jinder #1. Like, they were crashing out. They were having a time of their lives. Did AEW let go of Jim Ross recently? Jim just had brain surgery. Shout out to JR, by the way. JR just had brain surgery. I hope you're doing well, boss. His contract is coming up apparently pretty soon. And, I mean, I think that, you know, JR has even said this, like, if this is the end of his career, it is the end. And he does, like, Tony's not obligated to pay him. JR has made, like, a lot of money. He's done a lot. And I think he said it himself. He said, how greedy would I be if I, like, you know, like, demanded a job, you know, or like, at this point, given everything I've had the opportunity to do. And at some point, like, it is like, you know, like he's like, I believe 75, 77 years old. You know, JR has done so much. He's given so much to the pro wrestling business. And you got to, like, at a certain point, like, you know, it's just time. Do I think that, like, there's a scenario where, like, you keep JR, you have him do some backstage interviews, like some sit downs, and, like, the credibility of having a JR, like, I think it can work like that in, like, a controlled setting. I don't know if, you know, commentary's it for him right now. Or I think that might be done. And that is me speaking as someone who believes, like, there is no comparison to him and anyone else. Jim Ross is the greatest professional wrestling commentator to have ever lived. There, like, no comparison. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you, like, be like, oh, I think WWE, Michael Cole is the voice of WWE. Like, no. No, Elmer Fudd. No. He sucks. He's trash. He sounds like what you hear in a men's bathroom at Wembley Stadium. And those stalls are abundant in those bathrooms. It's absolute ass coming out of his mouth. Like, there's no comparison to someone like JR and Michael fucking Cole. I'm just like, stop. Be a serious person. Like, be a genuinely serious person. But yeah, JR is the best to ever do it, man. JR is the best to ever do it. And if this is the end of it, then it has been a hell of a ride. He's been responsible for some of the best moments, some of the biggest calls, and he made wrestling so good. And he's done it, like, like, listen, he did in AEW early on. He obviously had like a run of a lifetime in WWE, but people forget like this Wall Street Money is on the money. Like he was instrumental in my view in lending credibility to the voice of New Japan, because when Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho were wrestling there, when Okada was there wrestling Kenny Omega, like JR was on the call for those matches. And it was just the perfect storm. And I think it added to the boom that not only that company had, but wrestling outside of WWE had. Like, he also had his time in WCW, where he was the commentator. Like, JR has been around wrestling for nearly his entire life. And he has given so much. And I think that, like, that is someone who, you know, when I talk about, like, you know, like, I love wrestling. You guys know this. I genuinely love wrestling. And there's a lot of jokes. There's a lot of, like you know, comments I make in jest. And, like, I like to think that, you know, many times it's very easy to tell when I'm joking, when I'm not. I'm very serious about, like, when people give, like, their life to my entertainment, specifically, like, to wrestling. Because it is not an easy job. And even though JR, like, he was, you know, at the top of the ladder at certain points in talent relations, not like his job was that easy all the time, especially with all of the figurative hats he was wearing. But, like, I'm not a wrestling fan today if it's not for JR. The energy he gave, the charisma that he has. And, like, when I talk about, like, you know, my respect for wrestling, like, I respect if you ever took a bump in the ring, I have a baseline level of, like, respect for that. If you ever have been around wrestling in the way like a JR or others have, I have respect for that. And it like, there's not many people in that, like, in the wrestling sense that I respect for, like, giving their lives to pro wrestling like JR has. And I wish him the best. I hope that, you know, we see him at some point and he's back and he recovers and he's okay. Because, man, oh man, like, I'm not a fan without him. Michael Cole sounds like early video game commentary every week. Hey, like, shout out to Michael Cole. Respect for him. Respect to him. I don't like him, but respect him. Oh, man. All right. It's like nearly 8:30. Gosh, darn it. Damn. What's that thing from Ozarks? Damn it, Darlene. Ah, man. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Speak now or forever hold your peace, because I think we're heading down the home stretch. Oh, does that mean we got to do the outro song, guys? Does that mean we got to do an outro? I think we do. I think we do. All right. Well, it has been I've had a beautiful time. I've had a wonderful time. I have had the time of my life with you guys in this stream, on this channel, here. Predictions for Dynamite, New Day. That's the only prediction I'll give. New Day. It is a new day. Yes, it is. But thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Thank you guys for tuning up, showing out, balling up, balling out, and being here. What are the attendance looking like for All In? Last question I will answer, and then I gotta go. I talked about it at length earlier on, and you can go back, check it out. They're at 37,000, but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys giving me the chance to get my narratives off. This has been a great professional wrestling stream. Big on PW, the last frontier of professional wrestling commentary, that is. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. I respect all of you. And I will see you next time. This has been Big Om Live. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
Yeah. Pop in, burning like this, ain't checking my wrist. Third is my shift. Rolling all night like flex, we